Hello everyone. So again, for the sake of copyright, I will be showing gameplay instead of showing clips from the show so I don't have any risk of getting a strike. Please like and subscribe or support me on Patreon. I would love to do this full time if possible. Also, before I get into it, this is a spoiler warning as I will be talking about a lot of different moments in the show. So I finished The Lord of Mysteries, a Chinese anime. It was pretty damn good, but also pretty confusing to me. The animation of this anime was top-notch. Every single scene was so beautiful and had so much attention to detail that it was sort of overwhelming. Every scene was filled with extremely detailed art, every corner had something to see from the characters to the buildings, even to the sidewalks and shops. The attention to detail was great and really made the world feel authentic and lived in. All the characters feel so natural and so a part of this amazing world that has been drawn up. Usually for isekais, they bring you to a generic fantasy world and just make the main character super OP. But in this one, it's a little different. The main character has been transported to a world of steam and metal. This steampunk setting is a sight to behold. The world is just so beautiful and realized, just like me. It's not just steampunk though. The setting is like an early 20th century Great Britain, and it makes the setting really interesting, as the main character is originally from modern day China. He gets transported into the body of someone who recently committed suicide and gains the power of smoke or something. I will get into that later. He then joins an underground society, and our main character, Klein, begins to navigate the confusing underground society of the Beyonders and the Church of the Goddess. Each episode feels so unique and a fresh experience, as most episodes begin, besides like one or two, are like self-contained adventures that the characters go on to solve mysteries. Hey, like the title. And defeat the eldritch horrors that plague the city they are in, Tingen. Hey, did I mention that this show is also part horror? Man, I hate horror shows. But this show is a bit different, and they use the horror aspects to push the consequences of becoming a Beyonder and gaining supernatural powers. The plot for each of the episodes is super interesting as well, watching Klein try to battle the different Beyonders they meet and watching him navigate this world. And did I mention that the action goes hard in this anime? Yeah, the action scenes are super dynamic. The camera is constantly panning and changing perspectives, twisting and turning to match the motion of the characters doing battle. And man, is there a lot of motion and movement in the camera. And that leads us to some of the more confusing aspects of the show and what I think is holding it back. The first of that is that the action is sometimes too crazy. Like some of the camera shots and movements they do go a bit too crazy, and with the super gray color palettes of the characters and the settings of the fights, sometimes the movements and backgrounds all blend into each other and makes the fighting and the characters hard to make out. And sometimes the characters are doing something as simple as throwing a card and the camera is like still going crazy. I think that sometimes it is actually better when the camera is set in place so you can make out what the characters is doing, like their actions and stuff. It moves around more than someone who has had like 5 Red Bulls and is hopped up on caffeine and shit. Like, slow down a little, please. That goes for the art detail and the art style as well. Sometimes with so much details, it becomes too overwhelming and you have no idea what is going on. And that leads me to my second thing. Sometimes the show is super confusing. There are moments in the show where I have no idea what is going on. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention to the plot or the plot was too confusing, but I had trouble following the plot sometimes. Like, where did Klein get his smoke ability? And when he goes into like his palace place, there are like 2 characters that join him. The woman who goes by Justice and like a dude who goes by the Hanged Man, all based on tarot cards. Like, who the fuck are these characters? Like, I get where they came from, but like, what does this have to do with the overarching plot? Like, what is the point of these characters? Are they just there for plot convenience? Also, I still don't really get the Beyonder stuff that much. Like, you drink a potion to get powers, and sometimes it's something about like digesting the potion makes you more powerful, but you need more potions to level up further. And like, what are these ingredients? Like, you need elvish tears. There are elves in this world. And each point just leads to more and more questions. I feel like the world building is not done that well, as good world building would make things much less confusing for the viewer. But this world has a lot of confusing aspects that makes things harder to follow, like harder to follow than a millennial's thought process. All in all though, The plot, the art style, and the action still make this show a great watch and something to recommend. I would give this show an 8 out of 10.